Howdy friends, today we're taking a look at the brand new everyday carry backpack from Minimul. This is the M20. Now you might remember Minimul, they hit the scene last year with the M38 travel backpack, which I've done a full review on as well. Definitely recommend you check that one out, as this one was one of the better travel backpacks that I reviewed last year. Now despite the similar looking aesthetics, the M20 is simply not just a scaled down version of the M38. This one's design and feature set is definitely geared more towards everyday carry. And of course, in today's videos, we're gonna go over that whole design walkthrough. I'm gonna give you my opinions on everything, and of course, tell you what it's been like to actually use this backpack. I'm also gonna compare it to the Air City Pack Pro 2 briefly, as this is one of my favorite bags in this 20-liter size, so I'll let you know how I feel the M20 stacks up against the Air City Pack Pro 2. And as always, the pack outs will be at the end of the video, chapter markers down below if you need to skip ahead. But without further ado, let's start unpacking all of the details of the Minimul M20. So the M20 has been in the works for quite some time now. I believe they're wrapping up a successful Kickstarter campaign for the M20. So bags are gonna start shipping very soon. There is gonna be a special introductory price for this bag, I believe at $169. I'm gonna put all that information down in the description if you're interested in ordering, as well as an affiliate link if you wanna support the channel. No pressure, there's no extra cost to you, but I do appreciate it. So let's get into this bag's interior straight away to let you see what we're working with. Now I currently have the bag packed out here with the Minimul large packing cube and the Minimul dopp kit, which they also sell for their travel line. I have it packed in here to give this bag a little bit of structure, but just for your reference, you can see how the large packing cube and dopp kit fit in here from Minimul. They also sell these, like I said, you can find those on the website. So jumping into this bag's interior, we have this bright yellow polyester ripstop nylon material, which I really am a big fan of. On the back side, you have two Darlington stretch mesh pockets up at the top, as well as a slip sleeve. There is an integrated key leash here that it is sewn in, so you won't be able to relocate it. Nice aluminum hardware here on this side. And on the opposite side of the beaver flap here, we have the true traditional pocket layout. Just one thing to note here, you see where this black mesh is integrated here or sewn in here, that's the extent of the pocket, which the exception would be the very top. You can go up into the liner just a little bit here. So they're a little bit on the smaller side. This one's actually a pretty good size. This one is a little bit on the smaller size, I would say, because it didn't take advantage of the entire space. It is a side zipper here, so you can gain entry into this pocket from the on body. If you want to swing this bag around, this zipper here is oriented for on body access. The only other feature on the inside of this internal compartment here would be the pin loop, stretchy loop up at the top here. So this bright yellow polyester ripstop lining is one of my favorite things about the Minimul bags. I know it could be off-putting for some, this bright yellow color. I'm a personal fan of it. I mentioned it in several videos now. While several bag companies, a lot of bag companies, are going to like this warm, neutral gray color interior, which is fine, nothing wrong with it. But I like when bag companies take a little bit of a risk on the interior, you know, give it a bag a little bit more character, because there's a million black bags on the market. So you got to stand out in a certain way, and I am a huge fan of this yellow interior. I really love the decision to put two Darlington mesh pockets up here at the top of the inside of the main compartment. As you're walking and going throughout your day, a lot of your gear tends to settle towards the bottom, and this space up here at the top of the bag normally goes unutilized as kind of dead space. So I love the decision to put two pockets there. Now the key leash is sewn into the main compartment. You cannot relocate it. That's a decision that I quite wasn't sure of myself. I don't really prefer my keys on the inside of the main compartment, but with the stretch pocket here, it was a nice place to put them and tuck them away. I would have probably have preferred this on the outside pocket, which there is a spot for you to attach a lanyard or something of that sort on the external, which I'll show you here in a little bit. But it would have been nice to have this be relocatable. So aesthetically, this bag's taken a lot of cues, obviously, from its larger brother, the M38. You have that nice rounded corners throughout the entire bag. When you turn it to the sides, again, it is nice and rounded. The bag kind of tapers up here at the top. I really love the silhouette of this bag. If you're looking at the front, you don't have that side, you know, slant zipper on the front breaking up the front panel. So it's very clean, sleek, minimal. The shape of this bag, especially these body lines right here, often remind me of the Tom Bin Cynic. Like if the Cynic were to get modernized and less dad vibes, it kind of in that same family of design language. So when I first saw the bag, even that larger M38, it did remind me quite a bit of the Tom Bin Cynic. So jumping into the exterior features of this bag, one of my favorite things about it in general is that it is a self-standing champion. The bottom is squared off and lightly padded to allow it to self-stand no matter how you pack it out. Of course, I have that packing cube and dopp kit in there, but even when I carried my lunch and headphones and other things, it still stood up like a champ. So the bag is equipped with water bottle pockets on each side. They are this nice premium spandex material with a lot of stretch. Fully packed out, you're still able to get a fat 1 liter Nalgene into the pocket. Now it is very tight, but you can still get it in there. Obviously, the smaller the bottle, the easier it is, but I love the stretch and premium feeling. It feels like silk almost of these water bottle pockets. Up top, you have a nice padded carry grab handle with that silkier smooth material, kind of like a seatbelt. Very nice padded handle. Now it is not magnetic like we saw in the M38. This is a very short backpack, so there's not a lot of room up here, so I think that led to the decision of not going with a magnetic handle. Still pretty good, great carry top handle, lots of space if you have larger hands to get underneath it. There is a little bit of branding on this bag. You have the matte black Minimal logo right up front, as well as the Minimal tag on the side of the bag. So there's only 2 other compartments on this bag, one being that front admin compartment. When you open that up and look on the inside, you just have a simple layout, 2 stretch pockets with a pin loop in the center. And up top, you do have a small little lanyard with a key ring here to attach additional gear. And right above that, you have an AirTag envelope. Now, it's not a pocket, it's an actual envelope. So it requires you to finagle your AirTag in there, but it's gonna be very secure and it's not gonna slip out. So the cool thing about this pocket is it actually runs all the way down to the bottom and it has a little bit of volume. You don't have that zipper there to make it 2 smaller pockets, and it's great if you're carrying layers like a beanie and the gloves, because you can easily shove them down into that compartment. Or I've been using the Cap 1 a lot more lately, and then my entire Cap 1 tech kit can actually fit all the way down in that front pocket, and I still have my stretch pockets and everything else up at the top. Lastly, we have the laptop compartment with dual zipper entry. It only zips about halfway down, but you have your padded laptop sleeve here with a nicer material, softer to prevent scratches. And on the other side, this pocket goes all the way down to the bottom. The laptop section is suspended off the bottom. Directly across from that, you have a quick access pocket here. Now it is slanted at an angle similar to what we saw on the M38. This allows you to gain entry into this pocket from on-body access. So if you swing this bag around, you can unzip and have access this way. So it's a little restricting, because if you want to get something way back on this side, you may have to put your whole hand in there and dig around for it. But again, I like the utilization of what is typically dead space up at the top. So especially if you're using a 14-inch MacBook or a 14-inch computer, it's going to stop right here where this line is and you have all this space here. So I like the decision to add this little small slip pocket there. Now this laptop compartment will accommodate a 16-inch MacBook Pro. I have my Woodbook Pro here. It's an exact replica of a 16-inch MacBook, and it fits perfectly into that compartment. Now this was actually a design change from the original version. The original version was too close to the zipper line. They lowered the tech compartment a little bit to accommodate the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and you have great zipper clearance now. Now I will mention that I did try to fit my 17-inch 3D printed Dell XP. It's a no-go, it runs into the zipper line. So I do feel the 16-inch MacBook Pro is probably the absolute largest device you're gonna be able to get into this laptop sleeve. So there is no dedicated tablet sleeve like we see in most backpacks, so you can stick your tablet in the front, but just be aware that this pocket runs all the way to the bottom and it is not suspended. Moving over to the harness system, this is a J-strap design, very comfortable, nicely well padded, and much like the M38, we have this kind of like Swiss cheese mesh on the back. Gives this bag a little bit of coarseness, but it grips your back very well. It adds to the breathability. The back panel's nicely padded as well. Of course, you have your vertical luggage pass-through, because this will make a great personal item when traveling as well. And to help with the overall comfort, we do have a magnetic, fully adjustable and removable sternum strap here on the shoulder straps as well. You have a little loop up here if you want to hang some sunglasses from. And of course, all of your straps on this bag are going to be equipped with a strap keeper. They are that nicer plastic style strap keeper, so no need to worry about them falling off or coming undone. I actually come to prefer these over that simple elastic webbing that a lot of companies are using right now. Overall, I think the harness system is very robust. I think that's one area where Minimal really excels in their design, is the overall carry comfort and harness system here. Now, even though this is a 20-liter bag, typically bags in the size range generally carry very well. They didn't skimp on the padding. It carries extremely well, especially when you have this bag fully maxed out. So nice to see that there was a lot of thought still put into comfort, even if it's just a smaller everyday carry style of bag. Now the primary material on this bag is an 840D Cordura ballistic nylon with a polycarbonate backing. And all that really means is it's adding an extra layer of weather protection. Now this bag's not going to be waterproof, but should hold up fairly well in a light sprinkle. And as far as the rest of the materials on this bag, nothing was skimped. You have YKK zippers, all plastic Woojin hardware buckles, so all name brand materials throughout this bag. And like I do every bag, I give it a thorough inspection inside and out, looking at the stitching, looking at the liner. On a quality aspect, there's nothing really to note besides it being great quality. So couple that with the name brand materials, this bag should hold up very well over time. So given this bag's overall dimensions, like I mentioned earlier, it's gonna make this an excellent personal item if you want to use this to accompany your roller luggage. It should fit pretty much anywhere in the world given its overall design. Even fully packed out like I have it there, it still fits into the personal item size box with no issues. So maybe a great choice for you if you want to use this, especially to accompany your roller luggage. Now for some pros and cons and some things I liked and some things I wish could have been done a little bit better. The main thing I really liked about this bag is its utilization of the top portion of the backpack, which usually goes as dead space or unused space. Minimal chose to put Dartington mesh pockets on the inside here, giving it a little bit more versatility, you know, here on the inside of this bag. As well on the top of the tech compartment, you have that side slip sleeve there where you can put bricks, chargers, or I use it as a quick access pocket to put my phone, wallet, and other things in there that I needed quicker access to. So I like the utilization, I like the design choice. You even have that pin loop up at the top here, you know, to really utilize what typically goes as unused dead space in bags. Now another thing I really enjoyed is the interior yellow lining. I really love the pop of color. Like I mentioned, while gray is nice and a lot of companies use it, it's a safer choice. I like a bag that has a little bit of character here and a splash of yellow. It's not gonna be for everybody, but I do enjoy it, especially like on the back panel. Like I mentioned in my M38 review, it felt like business up front, party in the back with this sprinkle of yellow and this like mesh material here. It gives it a unique look, something to stand out a little bit while still maintaining a nice, clean, sleek, safer look for the office that has a little bit of personality. So I like that design choice. And one more thing I really appreciated about this bag is that the entire front panel being a pocket. We don't have that traditional slant pocket here or that slash pocket like we see on the reworked Toshi and the Air City Pack Pro 2. It allows me to use my Cap 1 fully in this front pocket. Again, like I said, if you're in a colder place, carrying layers, gloves, beanie, nice place to shove all that stuff and utilize that entire space. Now this front pocket can become tight, especially as you pack out the main interior compartment, but that's the burden of every bag, right? The more stuff you put in it, it just takes away volume from everything else. But in a normal everyday carry loadout, it worked great for me. Now for some cons, the main quirk I really had with the bag that there wasn't a traditional quick access pocket on the outside. Now you do have the slant pocket here that I was using as a quick access and it's designed to be kind of on body. Then you do have that slant zipper pocket on the inside here, again for more on body. I kind of wish I just had like an exterior pocket where I can put my sunglasses and chapsticks and things that I wanted like that and not have to get into this slant pocket where sometimes stuff will get lost all the way in the back. So I did miss a more traditional sense of a quick access pocket. Now one potential con I could possibly see with this bag as well is that very yellow color that I love so much. The pop of color on the back panels and shoulder strap might be a little bit too much for some people, may not be as professional looking to bring into some offices. Like I think it's perfectly fine, but every scenario is different. So what I loved about this backpack could be the very thing that turns you off from it as well. Now this is a 20-liter bag, but I think it's 20 liters if you add up all of the compartments fully maxed out. Overall, the bag felt just a little bit small, especially the main compartment, and being at a 16-inch height, it felt extremely small on my back. I have a 21-inch torso, being 5'10". It did feel like I was carrying a small children's backpack. So if you're somebody taller, if you're somebody larger, keep that in mind. 16-inch height, it's going to be very small on your back and could make you feel subconscious carrying a smaller backpack like this. So this 20-liter range and everyday carry space is very competitive. So how does the M20 stack up against something like the Air City Pack Pro 2, which is one of the most popular and leading options in this 20-liter range? I think it holds its own. It takes a different approach for sure. It has a great blend of organization here. While you'll get more organization here, with more pockets, the minimal approach may appeal to you, especially if you carry larger gear. So I think when it comes to the fundamentals and the essentials, the M20 is definitely holding its ground. But if you want something a little bit more organization, more feature rich, definitely something like the simple commuter pack, the Air City Pack Pro 2 is probably going to be a better option. But if you want something that's going to hit the essential EDC requirements while still maintaining a sleek and minimal look, it's a lot less busy looking than the Air City Pack Pro 2, the M20 is going to be a great option for you. So for some final thoughts on the M20 from Minimal, I think that this is a great addition to their lineup. It complements their travel backpack very well, especially if you're already in the Minimal ecosystem. You know the comfort, you know the quality, you know the material, so you'll know exactly what you're going to get here. And at the introductory price at $170, I think that's going to be a great value to not only current customers, but potential customers coming in and looking at this bag. Because of the bag's 16-inch height and overall small size and footprint, I think if you're somebody who's smaller, especially if you have a shorter torso, this is going to be a pack that's going to fit you extremely well. But of course, like always, I want to know your thoughts and opinions on the M20 from Minimal. What do you think about the overall look? Do you pick up that Tom Ben Cynic look like I do? Also, what do you think about the lack of a traditional quick access pocket? You know, you do have the side pockets entries there, but I don't know, how would that work for your carry? If you have any more questions about the M20, put them in the comment section below. I respond to every single one. The goal of this channel will be to always help you find the right gear for you. So if you're curious how a device fits or something fits in here, definitely let me know and I can test it out for you. So of course this bag can definitely work as a weekender bag in a pinch, but since it's geared more towards everyday carry, you know, you have your key leash here to put your keys. Now, like I said, wasn't quite sure of the decision on why to put that in the main compartment, but I have a keyless remote start car anyway, so as long as I'm near it, no issue there. Fits into that pocket there. And then on this side, I just kept my Ikigai vitamin case with my allergy meds, daily vitamins, things like that on this pocket here. Now, I'm somebody who typically carries a lunch bag, and I was able to fit my Carhartt lunch bag right into this main compartment. And the only other thing I really carried on the inside was my AirPods Max up at the top. Now, the reason I had to carry the AirPods Max up at the top is because the pocket up here didn't quite have enough opening to get my headphones down on the inside. So these AirPod Maxes don't freaking fold, and I wasn't able to get them into this pocket. But if you use something like the Sony XM6s, which I also have, they will easily fit into this front pocket, so no issue there. But I still have plenty of room in here. You can carry more gizmos. You can even stick a water bottle on the inside if you didn't want it hanging on the outside. And that's actually what I did majority of the days. I just kept my 18-ounce Yeti Rambler on the inside here next to my lunch, because I don't like stuff bulging out typically when I'm carrying stuff for work. So lots of space in here despite it being a very small bag. Now, the only other thing I kept on the inside of the pack here is this top pocket is where I put my med kit. Shown this a ton, bunch of videos, but it's just Advil, Tums, Tylenol, Band-Aids, things like that, like a little personal pharmacy in case I need something on the go. It easily fit into that top pocket. So lots of space in here despite it being a relatively short bag at 16 inches. And of course, with regular reverse coil zippers, we have no issue zipping the bag up. None of that stickiness with the AquaGuard zippers. Of course, the trade-off being it's less water resistant, but I'll take this over AquaGuard pretty much on any of my bags nowadays. So I personally like to organize my tech in a tech pouch. I have my charging bricks, mouse, more charging bricks, cables, things of that nature. Got a backup set of headphones in there wired in case my Bluetooth ones die. I like have everything at one quick access grab point, and that's what I loved about this front pocket, that I was still able to fit my Cap 1, no issue, all the way into that front pocket there. Very nice. And then I still have the two pockets up at the top and a pen loop here. Now for these pockets up here in the pen slot is obviously where I kept my pen for quick access there. And I just use these two pockets to keep my everyday carry flashlight. I'm currently using the Woobin X4 and just a pocket knife there. On the opposite side, like I mentioned earlier, you do have a key ring here, and you do have this AirTag envelope up at the top. Now it is a little finicky to get your AirTag in there for the very first time, but it is well hidden and it's not going to slip out because it is an envelope type, and it just rides right up there and it blends into the bag. You can't really see it too much unless you're pushing on it like I am, but it's nicely well hidden. I don't think anyone's going to find that relatively soon in case your bag were to get picked up. Now the top laptop area, like I said, it fits that 16-inch MacBook Pro. Now my personal device is only a 14-inch MacBook, so I had a lot more room up here up at the top. But this top pocket here, I know people might want to put like cables and chargers and charging bricks and things like that. I kept it all in the front of my cap one. I use this more as a quick access pocket, so I put my wallet in here, and I kept my power bank, which I like to keep separate to grab quickly on the go. And sometimes I would put my sunglasses or chapstick, things I needed quicker access to here. Like I mentioned earlier, the downside being that it all gets mangled back here or jumbled together back here, and there's no way really to sort everything unless you pull everything out and get it that way. So one of the downsides to this pocket, but also it being slant, it makes it on body accessible. So fully packed out for everyday carry. The 1 liter Nalgene will still fit into these pockets. There's a lot of stretch in there. Now I worry about the stretchiness over time. That's why I've transitioned over to a smaller 18-ounce bottle. It's a lot easier to use in a variety of bags, and it doesn't really max these pockets out. But if you're a hydration king or queen, you got you covered here with these nice stretch pockets. And on the opposite side, you can use it for whatever you want. Popular option will probably be an umbrella, and it still fits in there, no issue at all with a fully packed out bag. Hey, really quick, if you like today's video and you want to see more like it, please consider hitting like and subscribe, as that supports me and the channel. I want to say thank you to Minimal for sending the M20 out for me to test and review. Now, if this isn't quite the bag for you, you may want to check out the Air City Pack Pro 2. I've done a full review and you can find it there. And if that's not the bag for you, I have an entire playlist of different EDC backpacks you can also find right here. Thank you for supporting today's video, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.